Cup her right hand with your right hand, yeah. And everybody in the crowd said, "Aww, aww." Now, by grasping Soni's hand like that, they are now bonding each other together, and they are promising to protect the brand new family that they are created in holy matrimony today. The next part of the cake cutting ceremony is the actual slicing of the cake, which they're going to do right now. They're going to slice it not once, but twice, because they want to get a full piece of that cake out. And as they slice it, that means that they are going to make all decisions together. Not only are they going to make those decisions, it means that they will follow through with all those decisions also. And then I see how this is going to go. They pulled out an extra big piece of cake tonight. This cannot end well for Brady at all, I'm pretty sure. So they're going to move on to the third part of the cake cutting ceremony, which is the actual feeding of each other, feeding each other with the cake. So oh, wow. Great, yum. I think that's supposed to be the other way around, isn't it? So each of them are going to grab a piece of that cake at this point. And then they're going to feed each other that cake. And by doing so, that means that they're going to nourish each other spiritually, emotionally, and physically for the rest of their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, as they feed each other the cake, give them a big round of applause. So tonight we are fortunate to have all kinds of fun things planned for you. And the first thing that we're going to do after the cake cutting here tonight is the toasts.
Thank you for coming. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lisa. I've known Soni since high school. We have gotten into quite a few shenanigans together. I don't know, I guess mostly what I want to do is just let Soni know how much I love her. I'm gonna cry again. And you're really important to me. And I'm really glad that you found Brady. I love him too. You both are one of my best friends, or two of my best friends, I should say. So, yeah, I'm glad that I know you guys and that you're in my life, and I'm so happy for you. Cheers.
Our next toaster tonight is the best man himself. Give it up for Mitch, everybody.
So, I'm Mitch, as everybody knows. I'm Brady's younger brother. But how do you compress a brother's 30-year relationship into a short speech? When you grew up playing t-ball together, then hockey, and eventually me following you up to college, where our friendship truly grew. From starting out at University Commons, then moving to the 4112 house in South Minneapolis. So I guess at this point I'm supposed to tell a funny story. So we'll see how this goes, but you never know. The story that reminds me the most of our relationship has to be the Beer Olympics at the 4112 house. Where we chose to be Team Greece. And for any of you that don't know what Beer Olympics are, it's when you dress up in your traditional garb of that country and you have drinking games all day long. Oh yeah. And we even took it, so we wore togas because we were Team Greece. And we even took it a step further by stealing a page out of my dad's playbook by wearing whitey tighties. They were Hanes, by the way, it turned out. Yeah, they were.
That was the old days.
So as the day went on, our competitive edge got a little dull. I think we were in like 6 or 7, like maybe game 6 or 7, where it was the shotgun relay. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a pretty good shotgunner. We'll prove it later. So we ended up losing the shotgun challenge. Tempers flared a little bit between the two of us. And we ended up wrestling on the grass. And me and Brady, so think about it, in our togas, wearing our whitey tighties, wrestling on the grass, you know? It just rained the day before, it was new sod, we're all muddy, whatever. Brady and I have always had an unspoken rule about no punching to the face. Ever since we were younger, no shots to the face. Well, this day, Brady decided to play by his own rules because he was losing in the wrestling match. He gives me one of these, boom, right to the nose. So I'm bloody, we're both muddy. I'm kind of pissed at this point, but I was like, whatever. I just remember looking up at him, and he's reaching down to pick me up. And that's what you've always done. We're muddy, we're bloody, and you still reach down and you pick me up. And that's the way. Nailed it. So today I get to be up here for you and Soni to welcome Soni into the family. And I have seen the two of you laugh and grow together as a couple, and I am so excited to see what the next 30 years brings for you guys. I love you both, and congratulations. So please raise your glass with me, even though I don't have one, but we'll do the mic. To toast to Mr. and Mrs. Brady Sees.
One more time, how about a big round of applause for our best man and maid of honor tonight, everybody? Woo. So we're going to bring Brady and Soni on over to these two awesome chairs. We've gotten together and shared in holy matrimony an incredible step in their love story, right? Can I get a big amen to that, a big round of applause, right? But just as different as any two people are, so is the road that these two people have traveled to get to that point today. And tonight they've decided to share with you something very special all about that road in what we call their love story. So Brady was on his second interview at the Signature Consultants when they took him on a tour of the office. As the woman seated close to the door turned to face him, he was suddenly glad he didn't have to speak because he swallowed his heart at the sight of her big, beautiful smile. And he would find out soon that he had made quite an impression on her also. Just a week later, Brady was waiting for the elevator on his way out when Soni rounded the corner. She took in his sharp, handsome smile, and the only thought that her mind could form was, holy crap! Taking a deep breath, she managed to introduce herself, asked him if he was joining the company, and then grinned to herself all the rest of the day. Despite the different things that have happened in both of their lives, they formed an instant friendship and bond in the coming weeks. Brady quickly realized that it wasn't just her smile, but it was absolutely everything about Soni that was beautiful. Her personality, her ability to make everyone feel important, and her sense of humor. Soni too noticed an instant connection between them at the company party, and soon the humorous emails were flying back and forth. As it was hard to keep a straight face in the office, as those emails were coming around. Now the turning point would come as Soni was out with her friend Andrea one night. Now as they took a little break in the ladies' room from the Irish brand that they were watching that night, she expressed her frustration with the guy that she'd been seeing. Her friend, pressed her to describe what it was that, she was really looking for. She took 2 seconds flat to think about it and blurted out, "I would love to be with someone like Brady Sees." That's what she said to her. It was his modesty that brought her to him. Andrea encouraged her to send that thought out to the universe, because, causing Soni to laugh because she, just wasn't anything into believing things like that. So not letting it go, Andrea suggested that she just give it a little try, telling her, "You'll love how it answers you." So, standing there in the bathroom stall, Soni took a stand, right out loud, she said, "Universe, I want Brady C's." Just 2 weeks later, after yet, more personal heartbreak for her, the pair were both at an afterwards happy hour party. Soni didn't want that evening to end because Brady was there, and, a devious little plan began to form in her mind. She picked a place that would be on the way home, made up a story about friends meeting there, and asked him to join them. Of course, when they both arrived, she busted a quick lap around the bar looking for people that weren't actually there, made some noise, and said, "Oh, those guys must have left already." Brady soon found out he was sharing things with Soni that he had never, told anybody before. And before the night was done, she knew she had fallen hard for this man. Another happy hour soon after would seal the deal for both of them. As the evening stretched on, Soni happened to mention that she she has a hard time turning down dares, is what she said. Now, knowing a great challenge when he saw him, Brady manned up. He had a dare for her, all right. He declared, "Well, then kiss me," he said, which she did without any hesitation. The fun night would wrap up with Brady crashing on a friend's couch, and as they both headed for home the next day, he suggested meeting again really soon. Within hours, they were driving in a car with Stan the dog, and with no agenda, no idea where they were going. The best spur-of-the-moment car ride ever turned into an incredible trip to Duluth, and it would be the moment that they both knew that this was going to be forever. Now, from then on, where one went, the other went too. They would spend the next 4 years doing basically everything together, like cooking. Soni is the better cook, but Brady makes a mean batch of Brussels sprouts. And asparagus, apparently. They entertained friends and family, played with their dogs, Stan and Kevin, which I love those names. Watched football games, hockey games, and even played golf at every chance that they could. Now, every single day, Brady became even more convinced that he was the luckiest man alive. Soni was always so much fun to be around, yet down to earth and easy to talk to, even as she helped him to be more, outspoken. Although they didn't talk about it much, other than looking at rings once together, marriage seemed to be the next natural step. And Soni couldn't help but feel the same way. She delighted in every moment she spent with Brady and his bright, charming smile. He had the kind of laugh that just made everyone in the room want to laugh with him. And just being around him made her more patient and forgiving. Once again, she began to plot and plan. Soni's first step was to talk to Brady's dad and some of his friends. She wanted to be sure it would be okay if she popped the question instead of the other way around. But just then, Brady accidentally got wind of that idea and she quietly put it on hold for the moment. Finally, as they began to plan their trip to Mexico in February of 2015, she knew the time had come. Flying out there with Brady, Soni toyed with the thought of doing it closer to the end of the trip, but a perfect day in Mexico and a couple of margaritas would undo her plan completely. They played in the sun all day before going back to the rooms to freshen up and get some rest before dinner. Lying on the bed, they chatted happily about someday having kids and how perfect life was and how lucky they were to have each other. Almost before Soni knew what she was saying, the words came out of her mouth. "Well, how about you marry me then?" Brady's shock showed in his response. "Are you effing serious?" He actually He actually filled in after the F. I can't say that here.
Hey kids, earmuffs.
They started debate. They still debate today whether or not Brady shed a tear or not at that point. But they both agreed when Soni said it again, Brady sees, will you marry me? He gave her the answer she had wanted, F yeah. Before running out of the balcony and shouting it to the whole world. Once home, again, they took the time to pick out the perfect rings together. Although Soni did have to talk the ever-fashionable Brady out of a $5,000 samurai sword ring for himself. That would have been cool.
No karate in the basement.
So we come to the part of the love story that I probably love the most, where we ask both of them to put in their own words why the other is the perfect person for them. So when asked what makes Brady the one for her, Soni says this. He's the kind of guy that will ask you who your favorite artist is. Then within a day, he'll have tickets for the concert for me. Through everything, Brady has never given up on me. He has made me feel so loved. He is the only one that accepts my kind of crazy, accepting me 100% for who I am. And he still loves me in the morning. I'm excited to spend the rest of my life with him. He is always there for me. Brady is my superpower best friend. Aww. That's the best line, superpower best friend, I love it. How about a big round of applause for Soni, everybody? So when asked what makes Soni the perfect woman for him, Brady says this, and I quote, Soni is the most beautiful person I've ever known inside and out. We have the same goals in life. We can always find a way to move past any issues we have with each other. We always have each other's back. I know we would do anything for each other. And it's a bonus that I get to be married into a great family, a family that makes me feel like one of their own. That first night in Duluth was one of the best nights I can ever remember. And since then, we have been like two peas in a pod. Now I get to say that I am marrying my best friend. And all because she tricked me into having a drink with her. And how about a big round of applause for Brady? So ladies and gentlemen, here we are tonight celebrating the union of their love and lives together. We're celebrating the friendship that has now crafted an amazing marriage. They're here with you, their dearest family and friends, to dance, laugh, and cry as we celebrate the next chapter in their love story. Mr. and Mrs. C's, everybody.
You're the getaway car, you're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it comic, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend, but you don't know it's true. 'Cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. You're everyone, you're everyone, you're everything. You're a parachute, you're always around, and you'll end me up when you move. You're a mystery, you're the marvelous place, you're every minute, every day. And I can't believe that I'm your man, and I get to kiss your baby just because I can. Whatever comes our way, I will see it through, and you know that's what all of them do. And we're in this crazy life, through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. everything.
Soni and Brady. We are going to keep Soni out on the dance floor, and we are going to ask her dad Brian to come on out to the dance floor at this point. So Brian, if you come on out and share